Life of enslavement. A wise man once said that a good slave is a slave that does not know that they are slaves. So it has been for women all over the world since they allegedly came out of Adam's ribs in the Garden of Eden. Yet they outnumber the men in the populations by 3/4. This is due to the many senseless killings of most men and their useless war against each other over the years. The beginning of women enslavement could be traced first to the religions invented by men in the beginning. A practice that is common in all religions and still embedded in all religions of today modern society. We will cover more on this in a later session in these programs. It does not stop solely there in the religions of the world, it is embedded in all cultures throughout the world. From the smallest culture to the most impoverished culture and the rich and powerful cultures of today. Women has no basic rights equal to that of men. They are always second-class citizens, even though they are responsible for mankind itself. We know that without the birth carnal that women are born with, the human race will not be here today, and they have earned the right to stand by man as equals since the beginning of time. Now one might say it sounds like a feminist thing to say, and that women do have rights, especially in our modern culture of today. That's the illusions that men who are in charge weave every day. These women who have been enslaved for so long and are lacking in basic education, do not know what their rights are. Many due to lack of education and brainwashing by men as well as society, which are controlled by men, these women don't know that they are so far behind in men. And just like the affirmative action laws created by the United States government to give blacks who were so long behind in education to the counterpart white men. It was done because the government understand that the blacks were so behind in education and social standing that they needed create a law that would assist them in getting the upper hand against the white counterpart that has many years of education that the blacks were denied. The same laws are needed for women in all society in the world. But the rulers of most society that are men will not agree, as it will be a step to equalizing the power structure that has been held by them for so long. In the world as is it, more than 90% of women in the world have little to no formal education. In most society around the world, the women are given roles as the home caretaker and children bearing, which limits their standing in society. They are not allowed to participate in any functions of the government, religion, or any social events that are important to the community. Their duties are restricted to the house and homes that they resides. We will cover more on this area in a later program too. When it comes to laws that affect the community as a whole, their opinions do not count. The list goes on in the many areas in society that women are not allowed to participate. If, let's say, we take a look at the world as it is now and say we want to check and report the findings and offer a grade from grade A, being the world is a great place made better by man's rule, to grade F, as it's a total failure of man's rules. The only grade that would be appropriate would be grade F, as you look at wars, famine, and other world disastrous things around the world we live in today. We shall cover more on this on a later program. The rule of man is over. It's time for the female energy to bring the healing to this world that has been long overdue. Peace and blessing to all.